Let me hear you. Another show, another headache.
Journey of a Confused Artist. We're going to look at artists that are quite cruel, really. Artists that are not what you expect. You know, artists that, you know, aren't honourable, quite bitter and twisted in their own way. And we're going to start with a couple of cases that we're going to look at, and we're going to, you know, assess them. Think, are they real artists or are they just cruel people, cruel artists? Now we start with our case number one. Now this guy, Prince, and we're not talking about the musician because he's no longer Prince, he's a symbol. But this artist called Richard Prince, probably one of the biggest selling American artists. And this guy sits so close to the top of the art pyramid that he might as well have been giving himself a hemorrhoid. It's just like... Now, in 2015, he was named one of the most 10 influential and expensive living artists in America. Now, you get a bit confused with that. Now, what he did is he created all his artwork and sold them for millions. And he had an exhibition in 2014 of the photos that he had blatantly stolen from other photographers from Instagram. And he created an exhibition. And he sold each one of those works for £100,000 each. And the photographers, the original photographers, had no idea about it. Basic plagiarism. He just took their artwork, don't know if he even did anything, he just did an exhibition and he sold them all for that amount of money and reaped it all himself. And gave no credit, no affirmation of where his inspiration came from at all. Now, the one of the particular artists, photographers, that were having their artwork stolen was a guy called Patrick Carriot, and he was a French photographer. Now, Patrick Carriot went and spent many years in Jamaica, and he did lots of photography of Jamaican men there for a book, and his book was called Yes Rasta. I like the title of that. And so what Prince did, Richard Prince, took 30 of his photos and went and sold them for millions. Now, obviously, Carriot found out about this, a bit perturbed, as you would be, and went and did a lawsuit against Prince. And it was in his favour. And then Prince, with all his money and his contacts, went and appealed against it, and it was overturned in 2013, and it's still an ongoing case through Instagram, even at 2020. So that guy, I mean, other photographers went and posted a tweet up saying, you know, about how his plagiarism was stealing their art, and his comment to them was that they were basically bitter and photographers, and who's got the money? So a lot of it's down to money, self-gain. He didn't create any of those beautiful photographs. He used his name and his influence and reaped more benefits, and didn't even have the common courtesy to say, here's a credit, here's an acknowledgement, here's some money that I could give to you to continue with your photography. Maybe we could collaborate. No. Selfish. He wanted it for himself. And then, just to add salt to the wound, he goes and sues them and appeals against it, keeping their money. Is this the world of art that we're thinking? Is it just about your paint and your technique? Or is there a bigger picture out there? One that we try to like hide away from? There are lots of other cases, and I'm going to come up to the next one about a disgruntled, well, artist, world famous artist, who spent a year stalking and getting on a young teenage graffiti artist, street artist. And we're going to find that out in a little bit. There you go, on to the next one. Well, this one's a very, very interesting one. Bit of bullying going on here, you know, against little 16-year-old teenagers. Poor little guy didn't know what he was getting into with this big, bad, multi-millionaire conglomerate artist. He messed with the wrong guy, or supposedly. There's nothing like having a little bit of a feud and a bit of fun, but not a little teenager's expense. And this particular artist spent a begrudging devoted 1 year to bullying a little teenager. Why? How did it all start? Well, this little street artist decided that, in effect, he would pull off the coolest art heist in British history. And this particular artist spent from 2009 an entire year persecuting this little teenager, to the extent that he virtually had him arrested and banned from every art gallery in the whole of London. Now, this little 16-year-old street artist was called Coltrane, and he went head to head, unfortunately, with Damienhirst. And what he had done, so this is how it all started, the begrudgingness of it all, a bit pathetic as far as I'm concerned. It started with a little collage that the teenager put together. And it was based on a collage of Damienhirst's diamond-encrusted skull that he had produced for millions, and has been getting more and more attention and everything from it. And what the young teenager had done, bear in mind he's a little spotty 16-year-old, I don't know if you know he's got spots, he'd done a collage of Damienhirst with the diamond encrusted skull as his face, and tried selling it. Well, Damienhirst caught a whiff of this and decided that he would sue the teenager. I mean, bearing in mind this is a poor little teenager. He would sue the teenager £195 and demand that all of the copies were destroyed. I mean, this is a multi-millionaire artist having a dig over a year with a little teenager over £195 and a collage that actually is promoting his artwork. If anything, he should have been paying the teenager. That's what I think. Celebrate him, not you, going and doing that to the teenager. Well, obviously, being a teenager, he retaliated. So how did he retaliate? Well, Coltrane, the little teenager, snuck into one of Damienhirst's exhibitions, and he stole a box of pencils. That's all. Box of pencils, that's all he did. But he stole it from an art installation called The Pharmacist. And as far as Damienhirst was concerned, he called the police up and such forth. And he said that the value of those pencils from his art exhibition was effectively worth £500,000. And that he could have sued the young little teenager £500,000. And therefore got him banned from all art exhibitions. Now, it's very funny that Damienhirst can take a formaldehyde shark and stick it in a museum, but he can't take a joke. Get a load of that one, Damien. You know, and then with your NFTs and you're burning it, you know, it's all down to that again for you. The creation of your artwork today, you've lost the essence.
He's a credit to his race. What race is that? The 100-yard dash. Science, huh? They can put a man on the moon. Yeah, but they can't put a moon on a man. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.